Hello, today is Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. In a dynamic discussion covering geopolitical tensions, economic indicators, corporate strategies, and societal issues, the panelists dissect the ramifications of United States strikes on Houthi targets and the subsequent risks of escalation in the Middle East, which could disrupt global trade and elevate oil prices. So let's get started. Overview. In a dynamic discussion covering geopolitical tensions, economic indicators, corporate strategies, and societal issues, the panelists dissect the ramifications of United States strikes on Houthi targets and the subsequent risks of escalation in the Middle East, which could disrupt global trade and elevate oil prices. They critically analyze the Federal Reserve's interest rate policy amidst persistent inflation and the corporate trend of layoffs as a harbinger of economic downturns. The conversation also delves into the controversial use of Carta's cap table data, questioning the ethical implications and the company's subsequent pivot away from its secondary market business. The panelists further debate the delicate balance of diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives in workplaces, arguing for meritocracy and the potential pitfalls of prioritizing diversity over skill. They underscore the significance of education and stable family structures as foundational to addressing social inequities. In the midst of these complex topics, the panelists navigate the intricacies of policy, market forces, and social dynamics, highlighting the interconnectedness of global events and their profound impact on business and society, which represents the crux of our analysis. In light of evidence checked, we can infer that the multifaceted discourse reflects the challenges and opportunities that lie at the intersection of geopolitics, economics, technology, and societal values. Key insights. United States military strikes on Houthis. The United States has conducted military actions against Houthi targets in Yemen, sparking concerns about an escalation of Middle Eastern conflict. The strikes, aimed at deterring Houthi attacks on commercial shipping, may not be effective as incidents continued post-strike. The United States is part of a coalition including the UK, Israel, Qatar, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, though the latter two nations call for de-escalation. There's a risk of retaliation against United States interests, as the Houthis threaten to consider themselves at war with any country supporting attacks from Saudi or UAE airspace. Middle Eastern tensions affecting global trade. The panelists explore how conflict in the Middle East, particularly around the Red Sea, could disrupt global trade. China, the largest benefactor of shipping in this region, remains uninvolved and could gain from uninterrupted trade flows. The possibility of increased shipping costs and inflation due to the conflict is discussed, with implications for the European supply chain. The United States' role is debated, with some advocating for a support-based approach rather than direct involvement. Economic indicators and Q1 rate cuts. Inflation and the Federal Reserve's interest rate policy are under scrutiny, with skepticism about early rate cuts, despite a slight rise in December's Consumer Price Index, CPI. With certain costs still rising, the discussion suggests that the Federal Reserve might keep interest rates high for an extended period, contrary to market expectations. Corporate layoffs, signaling economic caution. Recent layoffs in various industries, including tech and finance, are seen as companies bracing for an economic downturn. These reductions are interpreted as strategic moves to align expenses with anticipated lower demand, potentially influencing the Federal Reserve's interest rate decisions. Strategic Petroleum Reserve and Oil Market Dynamics. The United States Strategic Petroleum Reserve, SPR, has been drawn down to its lowest since 1983, largely to combat high gas prices. The panelists discuss the strategic implications of this depletion and how it could limit the United States' ability to respond to oil supply disruptions, especially amid Middle Eastern tensions. Carta's cap table. Management and secondary market controversy. Carta, known for managing cap tables, faced backlash for its employees contacting individuals on cap tables without company consent in its secondary market business. This breach of trust led to the sale of this part of the business. The incident highlights the delicate balance between leveraging information and maintaining privacy and trust. Software pricing and market defensibility. The discussion addresses the vulnerability of software companies to price erosion and competition in categories lacking deep differentiation or strong network effects. Carta's pricing came under scrutiny with the emergence of an open-source competitor, reflecting the challenges of sustaining a competitive edge in the software industry. 8090 Incubator and the Future of Software Development, Chamath Palihapitiya, introduces the 8090 Incubator, aiming to create software that provides 80% of the functionality at 10% of the price, challenging the efficiency and pricing of current software solutions. This incubator seeks to leverage modern development tools, AI, and community input to disrupt the software market. Sales in SaaS and AI's potential role. David Sachs counters the notion that sales are becoming obsolete in SaaS, emphasizing their continued importance in customer acquisition. However, he acknowledges AI's potential to automate aspects of the sales process, which could transform go-to-market strategies and reduce costs. Glue, a new contender in enterprise communication. David Sachs announces Glue, a new product designed to address the limitations of Slack by offering a more organized communication tool for larger organizations. It aims to improve the signal-to-noise ratio in corporate communication, signaling ongoing innovation and competition in the enterprise communication space. Star Wars and the DEI debate. The panelists discuss the impact of DEI initiatives on the Star Wars franchise, expressing concerns that overt politicization could alienate fans and compromise storytelling. They argue for subtlety in integrating political and social themes, as has been historically done in the franchise, to maintain its essence and success. DEI in professional settings and its complexities. The conversation extends to DEI's role in industries where skill and merit are critical, such as aviation and surgery. The speakers advocate for a pragmatic approach to DEI that does not compromise safety or quality, highlighting the legal and ethical challenges organizations face in balancing DEI goals with professional standards. DEI strategies and the potential impact on startups. Elon Musk's and Mark Cuban's differing views on DEI are discussed, with concerns that DEI can influence hiring and promotion based on demographics, potentially leading to discrimination. The speakers argue that startups may not have the resources to focus on DEI, and that its implementation can complicate hiring processes and conflict with business objectives. Addressing inequality through education and family structure. The panelists propose solutions to inequality, emphasizing the role of education and stable nuclear families. They suggest that year-round quality education, after-school programs, and skill training can create equal opportunities. Additionally, they discuss the societal benefits of encouraging two-parent households and potential incentives to support this family structure. Keywords from this video include Houthis, a Yemeni rebel group officially known as Ansar Allah, which has been in conflict with the Yemeni government and a Saudi-led coalition since 2014. Consumer Price Index, CPI, a measure that examines the weighted average of prices of a basket of consumer goods and services, such as transportation, food, and medical care, used to estimate inflation. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, SPR, an emergency fuel storage of oil maintained by the United States Department of Energy used to mitigate future oil supply reductions. Cap table, short for capitalization table. It is a spreadsheet or table that shows the equity capitalization for a company, including all the company's securities such as stocks, options, warrants, etc., and who owns them. Secondary market, the financial market where investors buy and sell securities they already own, as opposed to the primary market where securities are created and sold for the first time. SaaS, acronym for Software as a Service, a software distribution model in which a cloud provider hosts applications and makes them available to end users over the internet. Incubator, an organization designed to help new startups succeed by providing services such as management training or office space. Go-to-market strategy, a plan that outlines how a company will reach customers and achieve a competitive advantage. Signal-to-noise ratio. In the context of corporate communication, it refers to the proportion of valuable information, signal, to irrelevant or unnecessary information, noise. DEI, acronym for Diversity, Equity and Inclusion, which are strategies and practices aimed at promoting the representation and participation of diverse groups of people. Nuclear families, a family group consisting of two parents and their children, one or more, which is considered a traditional family unit.